Very good evening, everyone. Good evening, students. So, first of all, I welcome each one of you to my class on the Indian Penal Code 1860. Let's start with my brief introduction first. My name is Sandeep Khatri. These are my areas of specialization, as you can see on the screen. Here is the link of my profile of Unacademy, so make sure you follow that to get all the updates about my special classes and my plus courses. Here is the link of my Telegram channel where you can connect with me and ask your questions in relation to your judicial preparation. At last, I have mentioned my code, that is Khatri10, which you can use to get free access of all the special classes available on Unacademy app. So this was about me. Very good evening, Satish. Sat Shri Akal, Avilash ji. And very good evening, everyone, those of you who have just joined. Now, I request everyone, please be attentive, and this is going to be an interactive session. So the moment you feel you are not clear with anything, feel free to ask your questions in the comments. So the topic for today is basically we are going to talk about chapter number 23, the last chapter of IPC, section number 511, the last section of IPC, and that is of attempt. So before starting the class, if you do have any questions, you may ask. Okay, I can't see any questions as of now. So I'm starting with this interesting and very important topic. Students, you must have gone through with one important question in your introduction class of IPC, that is, what are the stages of crime? And the very first stage is intention, because everything starts with an idea that comes in your mind. So the very first thing is intention, the very first stage of any crime, followed by preparation. Then the person who has got the intention that he needs to commit any of the offenses, then the second point is that he start preparing for that. And once he is prepared, so let's take a very simple example to understand this whole situation. There is a person, Mr. A, who got an intention that he needs to kill Mr. B. So first intention has been arrived. Moving forward, preparation. He start collecting the data, how he can kill Mr. B, where he can kill Mr. B, and how he can kill Mr. B. So he arranged a gun. Now suppose Mr. A is having a gun aiming on Mr. B and he fired on Mr. B. In those circumstances, first option, B got hit by that bullet and B died. Second option, not died. Third option. So once Mr. A has attacked on Mr. B, what can be all be circumstances in this particular situation? First, death of Mr. B. Second, not death of Mr. B. Third, the bullet even didn't touch the body of Mr. B. So in both these two circumstances, this is basically the case of attempt, which is attempt to murder. Now the second question comes here, whether attempt is punishable or not. Students, when it comes to attempt, the concept of attempt, it is always punishable. So either it is punishable in any of the specific provision. For example, section 307, attempt to murder, or section 308, which is attempt to culpable homicide, or under section 511. When we are going to use section 511, if there is no specific section of any attempt of particular offense which is not given under IPC, then we will choose 511. For example, in case of attempt to theft, There is no specific provision, so we are going to use section 511. But similar, like in cases of 307 or 308, if we do have the specific provisions, then we are not going to touch section 511 in those circumstances. Now, any questions from the meaning of the concept of attempt and whether it is punishable or not? Sorry. Yes, please. Now I'll give you word by word interpretation of section 511. Okay, I have got one question from Avilash. Preparation and attempt difference. Okay, before jumping to section 511, I'm answering this question. There is a person, Mr. A, he got an intention that he wants to commit an offense. That is basically the very first stage. Now, in the second stage, that is your preparation. And the third stage is basically your attempt. Now, coming to the differences. During preparation, you basically you do preparation for the commission of the offense. You never prepare yourself for the attempt. Attempt is something which are the consequences of your conduct that you could not accomplish. Okay, so preparation is when you prepare yourself for the commission of the offense. Now let's take some simple examples. Suppose someone wants to commit the offense of murder. Now what can be the preparation? Arranging the gun, arranging the bullets, arranging the car, making the whole plan that when you are going to kill, the day, the time, the date, everything, who is going to kill, how we are going to kill. Okay, so all these examples are basically of the preparation. Now coming to, in the same concept, what is attempt? When you cannot accomplish what you have prepared for. Okay, so suppose in case of attempt, these are the example. Mr. A fired on Mr. B, but because of the good luck of Mr. B, someone took him to the hospital and he survived, which means death has not taken place. Second example. Because Mr. A was not Abhinav Bindra, so the bullet even didn't touch the body of Mr. B. So second example is misfire. Third example of attempt. Mr. A gun was not working properly. He tried to shoot, but the gun was not working properly. So these all three are the examples of attempt. When Mr. A did whatever he could do, whatever he did to commit that offense, but because of the bad luck of Mr. A, because of the good luck of Mr. B, he still survived due to all these examples are of the case of attempt. I hope the difference is clear. Avilash? Satish, the person after completion of preparation takes the first step for the commission of crime, that is attempt. Yes, Avilash, this is an example of attempt only. Okay. Okay, now let me give you one new perspective. Let's go into the detail of this topic. Let's go into the detail. You know, usually when you follow any kind of textbooks, in those textbooks, there are 4 stages: intention, preparation, attempt, or accomplishment. But it is not that like that only. Now I'm going to give you a very new perspective for this particular concept. So listen carefully. The very first step is intention. The second step is preparation. Now, after preparation, there can be only one circumstances. Either it is going to be attempt or accomplishment, or you can say the commission of the offense. Can it be a case where attempt and commission both has taken place? No. So first intention, second preparation, and third it is either attempt or commission of the offense. Now that may depends upon the facts of the case. Okay, now Avilash, I'm taking your example only. If there is an intention to kill someone by poison, then what is the preparation? The preparation is that you arrange poison. You got the possession of that particular poison which you want to mix in the food of that person you want to kill. Okay, now if you mix the food and that person, now suppose Mr. X, there can be 2 circumstances कि उन्होंने he did not eat the food, ठीक है जी, or he ate it but still survives. Now in both these circumstances, it is a case of attempt only. I hope it is clear. Still, if you have any doubts, you may ask. Avilash and Satish. बाबू भाई, सर मैं बहुत प्रॉब्लम में हूं. क्या प्रॉब्लम है बाबू भाई? फौजिया, सर जी अगर अटेम्प्ट नहीं हुई बाकी सब तो किस में आएगा सर? फौजिया आप कह रहे हैं अगर अटेम्प्ट नहीं हुई बाकी सब. ओके फौजिया, अगर अटेम्प्ट ही नहीं हुई तो इन दैट सर्कमस्टांसेस आप प्रिपरेशन पर ही रुक जाएंगे. इंटेंशन ऑफ एन इंडिविजुअल, एक सिंगल पर्सन की इंटेंशन ऑफ एन इंडिविजुअल इज नेवर पनिशेबल. General rule in relation to preparation is that it is not punishable. That is the general rule. Okay, but if there is any specific provision where preparation is punishable, for example section 399, okay, where there is a specific provision where preparation is punishable, then you will get the punishment for preparation only. Okay, I hope clear, Fauzia. Okay, Avinash is clear with this. Babu bhai, sorry. बाबू भाई ये बहुत ही पर्सनल क्वेरी है आपकी, ठीक है, तो इसमें एजुकेटर आपको हेल्प नहीं कर पाएगा. आप प्लीज़ अपने पेरेंट्स की, अपने फ्रेंड्स की, अपने रिलेटिव्स की, ठीक है, क्योंकि ये डिसीजन लेने के लिए आपके बाकी सर्कमस्टांसेस भी जो हैं चीज़ें पता होनी चाहिए, ठीक है. अगर आप लॉ स्टूडेंट हैं तो आपको पता होगा कि आपके साथ कोई फोर्स नहीं कर सकता. इफ़ यू डोंट, अगर आप किसी से शादी नहीं करना चाहते हैं तो दैट इज़ कम्प्लीटली योर चॉइस, ठीक है जी. तो आप प्लीज़ अपने पेरेंट्स, अपने रिलेटिव्स, अपने फ्रेंड्स, उनकी एडवाइस इससे लें, ठीक है जी. आई होप कि ये आपको हेल्प करेगी. तो वो क्या कॉन्स्पिरेसी में, ओके, फौजिया इज ऑल्सो क्लियर. प्रिपरेशन हो गई लेकिन एक्ट नहीं किया गया, तो क्या वो कंस्पिरेसी में फॉल करेगा? अभिलाष, फॉर दैट सेक्शन 120A के अगर एसेंशियल्स फुलफिल हो जाते हैं तो क्रिमिनल कंस्पिरेसी में फॉल करेगा। देखिए यहां पे एक डिफरेंस है, ध्यान से सुनिएगा अभिलाष, इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन है। अगर एक सिंगल पर्सन है, इंडिविजुअल ए, और सिर्फ इसकी इंटेंशन थी कि ही वॉन्ट्स टू किल मिस्टर बी, ठीक है, और बाद में इसने प्रिपरेशन भी की मारने के लिए, बट इसने उसके बाद कभी भी अटेम्प्ट नहीं किया, ठीक है जी। तो इन सर्कमस्टांसेस में इंटेंशन के लिए आप इसको पनिशेबल नहीं करोगे, और प्रिपरेशन, अगर कोई प्रिपरेशन के दौरान, अब मान लीजिए इन्होंने कोई ऐसी गन खरीदी जिसका लाइसेंस इनके पास नहीं था, तो वो आर्म्स एक्ट में उनको पनिशमेंट हो जाएगी, ठीक है, या कोई स्पेसिफिक प्रोविजन है तो वहां पे पनिशमेंट हो जाएगी, वरना नहीं होगी। तो यहां पे तो बिकॉज ही वाज इंडिविजुअल, तो देयर इज नो चांस कि क्रिमिनल कंस्पिरेसी लगे। क्यों? क्योंकि क्रिमिनल कंस्पिरेसी के लिए यू नीड मिनिमम 2 और मोर पर्संस, राइट। लेकिन अब मान लीजिए यहां पर ए और बी, नहीं बी को तो हम मार रहे थे ना, तो दूसरा बंदा ले लेते हैं, ए एंड सी ये मिलके मारना चाहते थे बी को, तो बोथ हैव कमिटेड द ऑफेंस ऑफ क्रिमिनल कंस्पिरेसी, एंड आफ्टर दैट अब इन्होंने अटेम्प्ट ही नहीं किया मारने के लिए, तो स्टिल दे आर लायबल अंडर सेक्शन 120B। आई होप कि क्लियर है, व्हेन इट इज अ केस ऑफ क्रिमिनल कंस्पिरेसी एंड व्हेन इट इज नॉट, when it is a case of preparation, when it is a case of attempt. Clear? चलिए जी आगे मूव ऑन करते हैं इसी में। Let's move on to the next topic. Now coming to section 511, what 511 says? Whoever attempts to commit an offense punishable by this code with imprisonment for life or imprisonment or to cause such an offense to be committed, and in such attempt does any act towards the commission of the offense, shall, where no express provision is made by the code for the punishment of such attempt, be punished with imprisonment of any description provided for the offense for a term which may extend to 1/2 of the imprisonment for life, or as the case may be 1/2 of the longest term of imprisonment provided for that offense. Let's take an example. If Mr. A commit attempt to an offense, just a second. Now listen carefully, this is going to be important for you. Mr. A did an attempt of an offense. Now what punishment he will get if there is no specific provision for attempt of this offense? So the punishment given is 1/2. So what is that 1/2 which you need to remember? 1/2 is basically your this half, basically your 50%. If you are writing your answer in the mains examination, make sure you use this term only. This is for your better understanding. The green box, this is for your better understanding only. Okay. Now let's take one example. If the punishment for commission of this offense is suppose 3 years, now what is going to be the punishment for attempt of this offense? If this is 3 years, what is the 50% of 3 years? That is 1.5 years. Coming to one more thing. What if the maximum punishment of this offense is life imprisonment? Now, how you can do 50% of life imprisonment? Life imprisonment means till death. So how you can do 50% of, or you can say half or 1/2 of life imprisonment? Then you will use section 57 in those circumstances. So what section 57 says? It says 20 years. So the half is going to be 10 years. I hope you are clear with this particular chart, which talks about the punishment for attempt, section 511. Any question, please. Anything which is not clear to you. Okay, Fauzia. If punishment is okay, I have got two questions, one from Avilash and one from Fauzia. Avilash, I am answering your question. Listen carefully. If punishment is death, listen carefully. If the punishment is death, there is no provision, Avilash, in the whole IPC where the punishment is only death. Where the punishment is only death. It was in the case of section 303, and section 303 held unconstitutional because of only one reason, that the punishment was death only. So what is the point? The point is, if there is a punishment of death, okay, you will find death or imprisonment for life, or which may extend to 10 years. You will get imprisonment for life or imprisonment for some years in those circumstances. Okay, because if it is only death, okay, there is a landmark judgment as well for section 303, Mithu Singh. Okay, that was held unconstitutional because of this reason only. I hope I have answered your question, Avilash. Now moving forward to Fauzia. Second option, फिर से. Okay. Fauzia, listen carefully. I told you that the conclusion of section 511 is that when it comes to the punishment of attempt, this is basically 1/2. What is 1/2? That is 50%. Okay. Now, suppose Mr. A committed attempt of an offense, okay, whose punishment of this particular offense is life imprisonment. But he has done attempt only. Then what punishment A will get? In that case, 1/2 of life imprisonment. Now, how you can calculate 1/2 of life imprisonment? Life imprisonment means till death. So can we tell someone? Because of obvious reasons, we cannot tell that who is going to die when. So in that circumstances, we will use section 57. Section 57 says, for the purpose of, if you need to calculate that what are the fractions of life imprisonment, then section 57 says assume life imprisonment as 20 years. Now, can you do 1/2 of 20 years? Answer is absolutely yes. So what is 1/2 of 20 years? That is 10 years only. So this is the purpose of section 57. To give you a number for life imprisonment. I hope it's clear. Done. Avilash, I'm discussing the judgment now. There are two things which you need to know before discussing Mithu Singh. The very first thing is that in India, capital punishment is something which is allowed. Okay, you can see section 53 as well. There are 5 kinds of punishments available there. The very first one is capital, death penalty. Okay, capital punishment, hang till death. Okay, In what cases? Rarest of the rare. Okay. So that is your theory, rarest of the rare theory. You can take some examples like of Mumbai attacks, the Ajmal Kasab case. You can take example of Afzal Guru, okay, the Parliament attack case. These are some rarest of the rare case. Or you can take example of Nirbhaya rape case as well, okay. So that was the rape plus death or any kind of terrorism activity. These are rarest of the rare offenses where capital punishment may be allowed, okay. Now the thing is, what section 303 was? Section 303 says, just a second. If there is a person, Mr. A, who got life imprisonment, which means till his death he is going to be in jail only. So he is already life convict. Now in the jail only, okay, or because of some reason he was out on any kind of parole or something like that. If this Mr. A now killed someone, okay, or you can say more legally term, murdered someone. Now section 303 in those circumstances state that the only punishment available is now death. But usually you will see that even in any of the section you will pick, especially when it comes to the section 376 A, B, C, D and so on, where you will find death, you will see death or imprisonment for life, which means it is the discretion of the court, that the court will decide whether the convicted person will got imprisonment for life or death. But in 303 there was only death, and which was held unconstitutional because you left with no other option. The judges left with no other option but to award death. Okay. As a judge, you need to follow IPC, okay, that in this particular offense, what punishment we can give. So there was death only. And due to this, in your landmark case, Mithu versus State of Punjab, it was struck down by the Honorable Supreme Court. I hope it's clear now. This murder can took place in the jail itself or even outside. If suppose A is on a parole or something like that. Okay. Anything else, students? So that was your attempt. Last point, students. Both illustrations of section 511 are important. Okay. Both the illustrations. They are attempt of theft only, but both are important. So this is the link of my profile, students, of Unacademy, my Telegram channel, and this is my code Khatri10. Let's crack PCSJ with Unacademy. Students, you can save big on judiciary subscription. You can save up to 20% and get up to free 6 months extension. This offer is from Feb 10 to 15th. Safalta 4.0 comprehensive batch has been launched and the duration is of 12 months. There is a linking batch for RJS and Gujarat Judicial Services. The duration is of 6 months. Then there is a revision batch for UP mains examination and the duration is of 3 months. The start date is Feb 23. There is a Chhattisgarh Judiciary Prelims mock test series where you can get 5 full-length mock tests. There is a mains test series for Punjab Judiciary as well. Unacademy has already launched their notes. And that's it from my end. See you in my next class. Till then, yes, it's time to say peace.